Hello and a warm welcome to Zeppelin Power Systems here in Hamburg. My name is Thorsten Zecho. I'm responsible for the service sales team, both for CAT and MAK. I'd love to have you here today for our tours of our facilities. But before we get started, I would like to spend a couple of words on Zeppelin and how our company works. So Power Systems is actually one of the 6 strategic business units inside the Zeppelin Group. The Zeppelin Group has its headquarters in Munich. We are the service and sales provider for Caterpillar and MAK engines. Inside Power Systems, we also make a differentiation between onshore applications such as industry applications, electric power generation and locomotives, and on the other hand, on the marine and oil and gas business. Beyond the brands MAK and CAT, we also support in service and sales the brands Berg Propulsion, Optimarine for ballast water treatment systems, and also to mention our turbocharger workshop where we are authorized for KBB and Napier turbochargers. But enough this for the introduction. Let's get to the tour, get your safety shoes on, and we have a look at the iron. So here we are at the MAK shop in Hamburg. We are focusing here on the overhaul of the core components, cylinder head, liners, pistons, and also turbochargers. Allow myself to get off the jacket and we have a closer look to the machines. What you see here is our honing bench, where we can hone liners up to a diameter of 600 millimeters. Now, the next core expertise which I'd like to show you is the overhaul of cylinder heads. As a first step in this area, we are doing the disassembly of the cylinder heads, and as a next step, we do the cleaning of the cylinder heads in the big washing basins right behind me. After cleaning of the cylinder heads, we are getting to the next step. We are here at the mechanical machining. For that purpose, we have the lathe machines and also the big ball mill here, where we're doing the oversized drilling of the exhaust gas seat rings and also the machining and oversized drilling for exhaust guides. In parallel to the mechanical machining, which we just saw outside, we are now here at the valve shop. Here we're doing the machining of the valves. The machining of the valves is a little bit sophisticated. Here it depends in particular on the RPM of the grinding process, the correct stones, and also on the method of the grinding. Either we are doing it wet or dry. So the next step would be the grinding of the seats and also the completion of the cylinder head with all its core components. So when all mechanical works are completed, the cylinder head is painted and the final quality check is undertaken. And this is how the cylinder head looks like when all overhaul is done and the cylinder is ready for use again. At the next location, I would like to show you the turbocharger workshop. And while we are moving on there, I'd just like to mention that we are having also other service stations besides the one here in Hamburg. For example, the shop in Achim near Bremen, and also in Duisburg for the inland waterways, and also for the onshore colleagues in Cologne and Leipzig and Munich. Out of these service stations, we are having more than 80 service technicians, which we are sending out to the customers, either for the MAK, for the CAT, and also for the CAT onshore colleagues, which are following our customers all around the globe. Here we are in our turbocharger workshop. As already mentioned at the beginning, we are authorized for the overhaul of Napier and KBB turbocharger. And what we see here is a freshly overhauled Napier NA297 ready for use. So we are done so far with the mechanical tours through our workshop. I hope you got a good impression of the shops here. I would like to take you now to our heart of our service department. So follow me to get a sneak peek into our Fleet Operations Center. Okay, so here we are now in the heart of our service organization, the Fleet Operations Center. And I'm happy that Andreas Jansen is available to give us a sneak peek here today in the work he's been doing here. Andreas is leading the Operations Center, and at that point, maybe you can tell us about the work of the Fleet Operations Center and how this is integrated into the service organization.
Yes, pleasure for me. So what we're doing, it's 2 areas. One area is our service help desk with the service hotline we have given to all our customers. And the other leg we have is the fleet monitoring, the data monitoring for all the assets we have online connected. And all applications, same the customer is using, and some homemade, let's say, data analysis tools we have visible here on our screens.
Can you tell how many assets you have connected so far?
So we have around 800 assets connected so far, divided into marine applications and also onshore installations, CHP plants and some industrial installations.
All right. And what kind of tools are you utilizing for the remote monitoring?
So we have basically a tool which looks very similar to that what the customer has, where we have an overview about the vessels. So what we see is the total overview of all connected moving equipment, means the vessels we have. In case of customers, they are looking only at their fleet, but we have the same tool available here for us to follow what the customer sees.
All right. I think it's worth to mention that the center tool, which is the Active Equipment Connect, is an own development, ne?
Yes.
Which we are using in parallel also with tools from Caterpillar. But this tool is actually the center of the Fleet Operations Center, so to speak.
Yes, this tool is permanently further developed in-house. Beside of having an overview for the customer where the vessel actually is and the main engine data, we're also providing a segment where we can upload reports, service reports, or also data summary reports, which we produce once per month, and all this information is available from the same platform for the customer.
Yeah. All right. But this is also where we hook up then, and also on the service side, service sales side again, when we set up a service contract with the customer. We use the term here CVA. The abbreviation stands for Customer Value Agreement, where we incorporate then also both the digital modules and classical service contents, and combine this actually to the particular customer needs, to provide a tailor-fit solution for the customer. And here, of course, the Fleet Operations Center plays a central role to fulfill such contracts. So this brings us actually to the end of our tour. I hope there was something interesting in it for you. As said, we hope to see you here in our facilities personally once you're in Hamburg. Feel free to contact us, and we're looking forward to see you. Thanks for joining, and see you soon.